What up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Braylon Gray, aka Bray Gray, and I'm a UX designer and portrait photographer based in San Diego, California. Now, up until this point, most of my videos have been about photography, but UX design is actually my main profession. So today, I wanted to talk to y'all about 5 reasons why you should become a UX designer. Now, small disclaimer, all of these reasons are based off of my own personal opinions and experiences. So if any of you out there has any different reasons, feel free to drop them in the comments and we'll compare notes. All right, let's get into it. All right, so first up, reason number 1. Now this might be super obvious, but you get to make stuff, y'all. Specifically digital interfaces. You get to make a thing and put it out there for hundreds, thousands, potentially millions of people to use. And digital interfaces in UX are everywhere. They're in apps, they're in websites, they're in automotive interfaces, digital kiosks, video games, TV interfaces like Apple TV and Roku, and the list is only growing. UX is in all of your favorite experiences like Instagram, Spotify, Netflix, and even YouTube. Hey, real quick, while we're talking about YouTube UX, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below and that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. Go ahead and click those for me. Use that YouTube UX. So yeah, that's point number 1. You get to make a thing and put it out there for hundreds, thousands, potentially millions of people to use every single day. All right, so reason number 2. You get to use creativity and visual aesthetic to solve user and business problems. Now I'm gonna be real with y'all. UX design is a very analytical profession. More often than not, you'll be working with data to form hypotheses, conclusions, and solutions. But then you get to flip a switch and you use visual aesthetic to reach users on a more psychological and emotional level, which ultimately helps to further solve business problems. You get to think about things like, how do you make a user feel confident? How do you make them feel at ease? How do you make them feel efficient? How do you make them feel productive? All within the same interface. And so all of these things really come through in the visual presentation of a digital interface. So what UX design does is it allows you to be both right brain and left brain, analytical and creative. Best of both worlds. Reason 3, you get to learn about a wide array of subject matter and business categories as a UX designer. Now, I mentioned earlier that UX is everywhere. This means that all types of businesses need and use UX. In my career, I've designed for travel, I've designed for food service, I've designed for retail, I've designed for financial services, I've designed business tools, and a wide array of other types of business categories. And so what UX design allows you to do is to deep dive on various different subject matters depending on the project, and you gain a lot more knowledge and a lot more wisdom on the types of business categories that you like to work in. Now, I will say there's one caveat to this. This is highly dependent on the type of company that you work for. In my experience, digital agencies tend to touch a wider array of business categories, and the overall project lengths tend to be shorter. So what this means is you get to touch more projects across a wider range of business categories. Now, if you work in-house for a company, chances are you'll work on one type of business category for a lengthier amount of time, or until you decide to move over to a different company. But if you do decide to move over to a different company, the chances of you being able to go into a different business category is pretty high because, as I said earlier, UX is everywhere. All right, so reason number 4. Now, reason number 4 is similar to reason number 3. It's a little more geeky though. And what it is you get to learn about and experiment with different technologies. Now, what I mean by technologies are essentially the platform that your digital experiences will be built on top of. Now, this can mean web technologies, it can mean mobile or desktop OSs, it can mean augmented reality, virtual reality, voice assistants, blockchain, or any other type of digital platform. Basically, UX is expanding into a wide range of technologies, and you get to be at the forefront of it. Last but not least, number 5, you get to work with really dope people. Now I know what you're thinking. Great. I can work with dope people in any profession. That may be true, but in UX design, you get to work with a diverse set of dope people. Now when I say diverse, I mean diverse in discipline. Rarely on a project will you work with all designers. Typically, you'll be working with developers, researchers, project managers, accessibility experts, subject matter experts, and even sometimes you'll work with the client. And so all of these people with all of their diverse backgrounds and skill sets and knowledge, they ultimately make you a better designer because they ask the questions you might not think to ask. And ultimately, this all works together to create the best product possible. They're also really cool at happy hours too. So that will about do it. Those are my 5 reasons why you should become a UX designer. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you have reasons different from mine, go ahead and drop them down in the comments and we'll compare notes. And be sure to be on the lookout for a follow-up video to this called 5 Reasons Why You Shouldn't Become a UX Designer. It's gonna be a good one. And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, but be sure to click those like and subscribe buttons down below, and go ahead and click that notification bell as well to stay informed on any new content that I put out in the future. And with that, I will see y'all in the next one.